Hello, beautiful human. I'm so glad that you're here connecting with me like this. Oops. Okay, I guess it's gonna stay like that. If I look tired, it's because I am. I have so much going on in my life right now, and I have had a lot of moments of just feeling exhausted and deflated and discouraged and sad and grieving for so many different things that I feel like I've been losing in my life lately, and concerned about these transitions that I'm going through and what happens next. There's just so much chaotic and confusing and negative energy around, and it's super easy to get sucked into that. And the reason I'm making this video is because even though all of that is really true, I'm also having these incredibly beautiful moments of connecting with other people who share the same goals and visions that I have for my life and life in general, for everybody, and how things could be different. And I know so many of us have felt this way for a long time, and then there's a lot of us who are just waking up to this at this moment, and there's a huge awakening happening on the planet right now as we're going through all this turmoil. And so what I want to talk about right now is how to share with you what has been working for me to keep shifting from that negativity and that feeling of despair into a place of pure joy and actual excitement about the possibilities of what is coming next. And to put this in a more tangible way of describing it, I want to tell you about an experience that I had recently. So my mom had told me that someone has said, and probably many people, believe this, that if 10% of the population were to focus and believe in a vision of the planet shifting into this mindset of joy and happiness and connection, and for all of us to feel empowered and in alignment with our true selves and what we're actually meant to be here for, the life that we're actually meant to be living, which we already are. Everything that's happening to us is our reality right now for a reason. This is happening not in the cliche, like everything happens for a reason, and trying to just sugarcoat shit that's going wrong and try to be okay with it. I don't mean it like that. I mean that these things that are happening in our external are manifesting because it's what we are focused on, and some people in particular are wanting those things to happen and manifesting that reality for all of us. So imagine if the 1% who is focused on greed and control and suffering and hatred and fear and all of these things, that we're seeing so much of right now, if they can have that kind of effect on the whole world, imagine what 10% of us can accomplish if we're focusing on joy and love and connection and supporting each other and following our joy and our bliss and living the lives that we know we're meant to be living. So many of us have held these visions and goals and dreams of what we want for ourselves for so long. And even though, again, I have these moments of feeling discouraged and I don't know what's next, and, how do I get from where I am right now to what I know is out there, is available, because I've seen it in my mind, and I've seen other people accomplishing it, and I'm talking with other people who agree with me and share the same ideas and goals and visions, and, you know, it's like it's so it's so close, like in my mind. um it seems like such a simple thing to want to just be able to live my life the way I want to. And I keep having this thought of like, why is it this hard? Like, it just shouldn't be this hard, Like, I just want a little garden and some fruit trees, and to be able to be the mom that I want to be, and create a joyful space for my family to be in, and connect with other like-minded people, and get up in the morning and say, what do I feel like doing today? What do I want to accomplish? Who do I want to connect with? How do I want to spend my time? What do I want to eat? What do I want to create? Where do I want to go? Maybe I just want to go outside and be in nature and lay in the moss and like absorb the warm sunshine. Or today, as you can probably see, it's snowing and freezing here. So I might actually walk down to the beach and, get my hat and coat on and have a chilly little walk and connect with nature in the way that I can, right now in this situation. But I want to have a home that I feel like is my own, and a sense of security, and to not be worrying about bills and just basic necessities, And so I sat down to meditate one night, and usually when I meditate, meditation is something totally different for me than what most people describe, and I'll do some other videos about that because I think it's really important. And I kind of hesitate to even use the word meditate because I think it has like a lot of negative connotations and misconceptions, and it can be defined so differently for different people, in my opinion. In the way that I define meditation is really different. So instead of saying meditation, I think I will say focusing on your joy, taking a moment, doing whatever it is that you need to do to feel joy, or to just be honest with yourself and feel authentic in that 5 minutes, and let go of judgment, of other people's judgment or your own judgment, or this feeling of like what you should be doing or how you should be spending your time. For me, I always feel like I should be feeling productive. I need to be accomplishing something, I need to have a list and check them all off. So for me, finding my joy often starts with listening to really good music, which, that's, that again is defined differently by everybody, and what I feel is good music and what brings me joy might surprise you. Like, sometimes it's music that has a lot of anger in it, or is talking about really difficult things, but something about that makes me feel empowered, or I might just really love the beats in that music, or the notes that they're singing, or there might be something in the vibration of their voice, that I just connect with, and I'm able to focus on my body and how my body feels in response to that. And then I feel a sense of connection with the people singing and making that music, and it helps me filter out the negative thoughts, and it gives me a focal point to shift my thinking to something different. And I'm not talking about clearing away all thoughts or controlling your thoughts, but it's more of using intention to focus on what you want to be focusing on. And for me, a tool to do that is by focusing on my body and my physical sensations, or my emotional body and the feelings I'm having, and just pick one thing to focus on in that moment. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your joy. It can be allowing yourself to focus on the negativity or the harder feelings, but being really present with that and honest and allowing it to come to the surface, to be acknowledged and expressed if that's what it needs, whether that's crying or, gripping your fists or punching a pillow or whatever it is. Just having a moment of really connecting with yourself and being honest and authentic. But for me, my focus and intention lately when I have these moments, sometimes it is, I just want to cry all day and let this out and admit I feel exhausted. But I am also choosing intentionally to have moments where I'm specifically focusing on the good things that are happening in my life and the good feelings in my body and the connections that I'm making with wonderful people. And so I had this moment where I was thinking about the 10% and the power of meditation or intention, visualizing what we want, being in tune with frequency, however you want to word it. It's all kind of the same thing. Being present, connecting. For me, I really feel energy in a tangible way in my body and on the outside of my body, a buzzing on my skin, static electricity. Again, I'd like to do more videos about all these separate little topics. If you would like to talk more about those things, I'm going to keep doing some videos, and I'm setting the intention that those videos will reach the people who are looking for very specific things that they're needing. So I'm going to really use intention as I'm creating the titles and the tags and the descriptions, and just put out these little videos, these little nuggets about specific topics, really niche kind of things. So if you want to learn about meditation or being present in each moment, I'll do some videos about that. If you are just looking for connection, I'll do some videos about that. Also, I am available personally if you want to reach out to me and just literally need somebody to talk to. I would love to be that for you. But I also want to talk about community in a larger sense, connecting with like-minded people who can hold this vision with us, because there's so much power in that. And it's what we really need right now. That is kind of my main theme of this moment in terms of visualizing what I want, and our dreams as a collective keeps coming back to this sense of community and how we can help each other. I never make this gesture at all, so I think it's really interesting. And I'm like, community, meditation, centering, grounding, focusing, aligning, directing that energy in a specific focal point. That's really funny. So yeah, I want to do videos on community in a more literal sense, physically in the 3D, creating actual communities, but also in a more abstract sense of organizing people, connecting resources, ideas, online community. I want to create a website where we can all gather and not worry about trolls and getting bombarded with too much negative information and current affairs, to hold a space that's, embodying some of these concepts that I'm talking about in terms of focusing on our vision and connection and being in alignment with the people that we're bringing into our life. So again, coming back to my story, I get sidetracked. I had this moment where I was listening to my music, and then I was focusing on this idea of global meditations, and I was thinking, I know there must be some people organizing global meditations to be happening at certain times, and I haven't really researched that yet. And then I was thinking, well, even if there aren't, I could organize my own little mini ones, or find ones that are happening and share about it, and like help people connect to these global meditations, because I've participated in those before and they've been so powerful. And so I was thinking about this as I was getting into my own moment of being really present and tapping into feeling in alignment and aware of the energy in my body and connecting with the music, etc., etc. And as I closed my eyes and focused on all these things and this idea of a global meditation, I felt literally, physically in my body this humming, this beautiful energy, and it didn't feel like it just was in my body or just in my little bubble of space. It just felt like it was resonating throughout the whole planet in unison with so many people. I don't even want to put a number on it because I feel like my human brain of, attempt at understanding it and like putting it into words just will never do it justice. But I just felt connected with the collective. Like, I feel like I'm, reenacting some kind of spiritual Star Trek like movie or something. But that's how it felt, though. I felt like there's just these beings, human beings, spiritual beings, just pure joy. And I just felt it's so at one in that moment, the sense of connection, of community, of joy, just in this like universal sense, but also like aware that group is made up of individuals coming together and just choosing to not see the individual in that moment and just putting out that energy for everybody that needs it to be able to feel loved and that sense of connection. And this is how that emotion and energy like comes up for me sometimes. It's so beautiful. It's like overwhelming, just like some of the negativity can be overwhelming sometimes. And I just wish that everybody could experience what that moment felt like for me. And right now, I am just feeling so optimistic for all of us that we are going to have more and more of those moments, and that those kind of visceral, metaphysical, mysterious, energetic feelings are just a part of it, and that we are actually going to be manifesting that in a 3D, tangible, day-to-day way. And again, I want to talk more about all of these topics, but I'm going to wrap up this video right now because it's already getting really long. I'll put more information in the description and connect with you in the comments. And I think the next video I'm going to do is about how we can connect in real life and like an online community, because I think that's a really good starting point, and I feel like that's part of my next step in achieving these goals that I have for building community. So thank you for being here with me. I can feel your energy getting more positive right now and uplifted and optimistic, and there's still sadness there too. It's not it's not ever going to be super simple or completely black and white. You know, we're complex beings, and that's beautiful. But I can feel a shift happening, especially right at this moment. So if that resonates with you, please comment about it, or speak to me directly if you want to. I know YouTube doesn't really make it easy to connect like individually in that way. So maybe I'll post this on some of my social media accounts too, where it's easier to direct message and stuff if you guys want that. Yeah, and like I say, I'll talk more about that in my next video about community. But as I was getting ready to turn this off, I just felt this like sense of like people letting a big breath out of air of like, oh, thank God. I'm so fucking tired. You know? It's so nice to feel something positive and to feel seen and heard. And I have been feeling these kinds of moments myself, you know, with other people that I have met, and I just want to pay it forward and be that for other people as much as I can. So again, thank you for being here and helping me feel better and feel like I'm serving my purpose and connecting with what I'm in alignment with. And part of the reason I created this channel is because not only do I love connecting with others for their benefit, but also every time I do, it's so reaffirming to me that I'm on the right path and that I'm connecting with the people that I'm meant to be and that I'm sharing the message that I'm meant to be sharing. And it's just so encouraging for me to keep being more and more authentic and put myself out there and have more confidence and know that the people who are meant to receive these messages, and I know that's so cliche, but the people that I'm meant to connect with are going to understand me and not judge, you know, or muddy up the waters, so to speak, but to do the opposite and literally do what I'm talking about here, you know, of the uplifting feelings and encouragement that comes with making these little connections, and as we keep making these little connections, that will become more and more powerful and become a wide net of connections all linked together like a web. So, which is, okay, here I go again with this. With this, I don't know, this is so funny. I've never done this before in my life. I don't even usually do this when I'm doing yoga or anything like that. I like, when I meditate, I'm not like, you know, like that's totally not me. I'm more like laying on my back, like sprawled out on my bed. Or like, you know, child's pose or something. My ass up in the air. Anyway, that's a weird note to end this on, but that's me being authentic and sharing what my experience is like in the realness of the moment. So yeah, thank you for being here and helping lift my spirits and contributing already just by being here. Even if you can't feel that in a tangible way the way I am, just trust that that's happening, and you'll get there too. I really believe that you can feel that in your body as well, and I can help you with that too. So have a good day and look for my other videos. I have already made a ton of videos that I just never shared. So I already have some content that I can put out there pretty quickly, but I also just feel like there's a lot coming in right now that I'm gonna be sharing as well. So just keep an eye out, and I will talk to you soon.